avoid penalties by the IRS, you should wait until after the age of 59 and a half to withdraw money from your 401k. There's usually a 10% fee for taking out funds early. And once you withdraw the money, you are now required to pay income tax on it. So next up is going to be Sean. He's talking about workers' comp.
Hi everyone, my name's Sean. I'm going to be doing workers' comp as soon as the slide changes. But workers' comp is pretty much just, simple definition is what an employee receives from the employer after being hurt on the job. That can be money, it can be time off, it can be both. It's really whatever they get in compensation for getting hurt on the job. And how it began is because people were getting hurt on the job, and it was leaving them unable to work, but they weren't getting any compensation for that, so they had no income at the time. So since they weren't working, obviously they couldn't, and they weren't getting any compensation, it was leaving them with no money, which was tough times for them. And it began because the only thing an employee could do before workers' comp to get their money if they were hurt was sue the company, the actual employer themselves, but for bodily injury. But this never really worked out all that well because first it was real costly and they had no income, and second, they rarely got compensation for it. Most of the time they received nothing and the employer would win the case because they would claim things like the person knew the risk before they took the job, or other things like it was the employee's own fault. And that's what brought about the original first laws of workers' comp, was them losing these workers losing so many cases. And nowadays every state is required to have workers' comp insurance because of the no income that they were receiving. Now, workers' comp insurance works pretty much like a car insurance does in terms of if you get hurt on the job, you are not getting paid directly from the company. They're going to pay the insurance company like a deductible like you would for a car, and then you're going to receive the money from the insurance company rather than the other company, which this can work out good both for the employers and employees. It can work for the employers good, especially if they're in a accident-prone work environment, because say somebody gets hurt and needs $25,000 disability payment, they would only have to pay the deductible and then the insurance company would pay the rest. And then obviously it works for employees because it was made to help employees. This one is specifically because when they're out of work now, they get paid disability and lost wages, so they're making an income even though they're unable to work. Over there, that says medical bill invoice template. That's because they are required to pay any medical bills that you have or that you receive from the injury. And then the coffin is for death benefits if you somehow die at work. They are also required to pay your family compensation for that, whatever that may be. And lastly, these benefits that you get, all of them together, they prevent you from suing the company. Once you receive the benefits, they give you these benefits so that you don't sue the company. And so anyone with workers' comp insurance, you're not allowed to sue them because they're giving you the benefits. Some people don't have to have workers' compensation. Some fields of work, not all agriculture and domestic workers don't have to have it, but some of them don't have to have it depending where state is. So some farmers, some maids and all that don't have to have it. Some businesses don't have to have it. It's called employee threshold. Depending on how many employees you have, determines whether you need it or not. And like a mom and pop shop like the one on the right, if it's just the two of them working in there, they aren't going to need it. But the big factory one will definitely need it. Independent contractors, they also fall out of the rule of workers' comp insurance because they're only hired from the company for a period of time and or till a job's done or something like that, so they're considered temporary employees. They don't fall under the workers' comp insurance. But workers' comp insurance will go with the people who do have it wherever they go, as long as it's a business purpose. So if he's going on doing a business travel, he will be under coverage for that. If he's just regularly traveling, obviously he's not covered for that. And then some other things workers' comp covers that not many people know of is like a natural disaster. If there was a tornado, hurricane, earthquake, anything like that while you were at the job and you happen to get hurt, that's under workers' comp insurance. And then that dude, it's kind of hard to tell, but he has a black eye. Any workplace violence is covered under that. What's not usually covered is the commute to and from work. It can be covered rarely, like say you have a company car or something, they may cover you for that. But usually the commute is one thing that is not covered by workers' comp. Now, the benefits that you get, like disability payments, lost wages, having your medical fees paid, all that isn't going to change from state to state. Like some stuff varies. More so what's going to vary is the time or like whatever you receive, the compensation you receive may vary, but the benefits will stay the same. Like if you get 30 weeks disability payment in New Jersey for breaking your leg or something like that, you could have the same exact injury in Pennsylvania and receive 45 weeks or something like that. It just depends on where your state, how much you receive. And then this is a picture of an elevator shaft. That's just a personal story. My roommate's dad actually was working pipe fitting and fell down one of them. And he was compensated a ton of money for it. I'm not sure exactly how much, and he received a lot of time off of work too. And this is just a picture of the most common workplace injuries, which most of them aren't so dramatic, like falling down an elevator shaft. Most of them are just sprains, strains, bruises, cuts, and all that stuff. Most of them aren't that severe. And next is Olivia doing medical and medical and dental insurance.
Okay. So I'm going to be talking about medical and dental benefits that you can get from your employer, usually in the form of insurance. And I know that's like a big thing nowadays. I know that for like us, we can be covered like until we're about 26 on our parents' insurance, which is a great thing. But like I was born in a country where you have medical benefits no matter what. It's national health. You don't have that here, so it's like insurance is a big thing. So what is health insurance? Health insurance, according to the Health Insurance Association of America, is defined as coverage that provides for the payment of benefits as a result of sickness or injury. So like you can go to the doctor and get fixed so you don't like die of the flu. Health insurance with an employer, like your employer usually has like a fund that they pay into, or like a ERISA plan. Basically it means that they're under an umbrella of like a big like insurance company, so you can get insured. Employers like take on a lot of like responsibility with the insurance. They kind of act as like a sponsor, so like you can, like their employees can get covered. Like if you had like a previous history with illness, it's really hard to get covered, so they kind of act like a sponsor so you can get covered. But there's other things that like as the individual you have to do, like the deductible. It's like amount that's like paid out of pocket by you, and then before like you're insured, like it pays the other half. So sometimes you might have to pay up to like even like $500 a year before like your insurance kind of kicks in and they can cover like all these other stuff. Co-payments, so like when you go to the doctor, like this is like the money that you have to pay like out of pocket, like to the actual like doctor's office, while your insurer like pays the other half. So like I mean, I went to the doctor yesterday. I did this. So like usually it's at like $30 if you have like good insurance. Co-insurance like can be used like by itself or like along with co-payments, it's like a percent that that you pay for the total cost of like the service that you used before like the insurance pays for the other part. Exclusions, like not all services are covered in like your medical plan, so you really need to like look at what you're covered for and be careful, because you really don't want to like do something and then have to pay like thousands of dollars like worth of medical bills, and like you have no help to help pay with this, so you're in like extreme debt. There's also limits to the coverage. Some policies only like pay up to like certain dollar amounts, so you kind of want to keep an eye on that too, especially like if you have like a long hospital stay. Because then again, you can find yourself paying out of pocket and like you're thousands of dollars in debt. Premium, this is something that like your employer pays to the insurance company. So basically like buys like the plan for like your insurance. So that's a big benefit. That's like money that you don't have to spend. Your employer's doing that for you. Health insurance doesn't just like include like doctor's visits. It can include like for accidents and like physical therapy and like or like emotional therapy, disabilities, and even death sometimes. Dental insurance. So this like basically helps pay for your teeth. So like your kids can have braces and you can have nice white teeth and they're all straight and good. So there's like 3 different types of dental insurance that are kind of available that your employer can choose. Okay, so this one is the insurance pays like the dentist like a certain percent of your like certain percent according to like the policy that you have. Again, you'll be like you'll do co-payments and you'll have the state deductible and you'll have also limitations on this too. This one, this is when like a dentist signs a contract with an insurance company. So they have like an insurance like schedule, and then you also for like the people that are part of like that insurance, you kind of get like reduced prices for being in that network. And depending on your plan, like it uses like you usually have like they'll like pick certain like insurances like to be covered under certain like dentists. So like you have to go to specific ones. If you're under that like network, then like you can go there and stuff. But if you can choose not to go there, but you'll probably end up paying like a lot more out of pocket. Medical and dental benefits are usually only given to like full-time workers. So like because it costs a lot of like companies a lot of money to like insure these people. So like that's why Walmart can insure so many people. They usually only have part-time workers. They don't have to pay for like these medical and dental benefits. Extensions. So like these benefits can go to like your immediate family. Like say if I was married, like it would go to like my husband and like my children, but it wouldn't go to like my parents or like my sister or my brother. So it's good. Health and dental are usually like given as incentives from like from companies. To like kind of like sweeten the deal, I guess. Because they're not. I mean, they're not actually always guaranteed. There isn't a law, except for in Hawaii in the United States, that you have to have like a medical plan for like your full-time employees. It's just kind of like a nice benefit because they want to stay competitive and like want people to come work for them. Because I mean, personally, if I was working full-time somewhere, I wouldn't want to go somewhere where they couldn't offer me like some sort of medical and dental benefits. Even though employers treat insurance as like a bonus, many people like prioritize it. Like it's like over the salaries. I mean, if you have great benefits, like I can really work for you, especially like if maybe you have sickness or something in the family. All right, I'm gonna switch over to Dan now.
How we doing tonight, folks?
Good?